Hello, okay. So ano po, for this meeting, I will be showing the workflow of the as-built uh as-built of the plant in FreeCAD. So in this model, I've used part design and art workbench simultaneously. So let me show you how. So first we create a new file, and then we start by importing the image. So first we go to the image workbench, and then we create image plane. So from that, we need just to select the front, and we want that to be on the front plane, and then we scale it. So we scale it using the scale image plane. So the distance, we will be using the 3160 millimeters as our reference measurement. So that's between these 2 points. So select first point, I'll be clicking this point, and the second point will be this one. And then select image plane. So I'm just gonna click anywhere here. And then the distance should be 3160. 3160. Okay, so we can rename this as front. So for that, we also need to import the top view. We want that in the XY plane. So for us to see that, so as you can see, this little white one is our top view. So let's hide the front plane first. So here in the top view, you also need to scale this thing up. So for this one, we'll just use this 4000 millimeters. So this is our first point, our second point. Click anywhere in your image plane, and then the distance would be 4000. So let's rename this to top. So as you can see, we've already set the 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 correct scale for the front and the top view. And lastly, we want to insert the right plane view. Uh, that should be the side. We want that in the YZ plane. So we can see that here, the little white one. So we can just hide this first, the top view, and then we just need to scale this uh, side view. So for this one, we will be using the 6000 millimeters. So our first point is this. Our second point is this one, and then click any part of your image plane, and then the distance should be 6000. Okay. So when you're already done importing all the image plane and its scaling, so you can just transform it based on the proper location. You just can click transform to adjust. So for now, uh, let's make it that this way first. So for now, in in creating the as-built draft, so the very first thing I've done was to uh, form the outside walls or the main walls of this plan. So to do that, I go to the so in creating this one, I usually do my sketch under the part design because it's relatively easier. And then after I'm done with the sketch and the part design, that's the time that I'm gonna transfer to the art workbench to create a wall. So use part design and create a body and create sketch. So I want to work on this plane, so I'm gonna be choosing the XY plane. Okay. So in this demo, I'm not gonna be strict on the dimensions because it's already given in the plan. So I'm just gonna be showing the workflow. So for this one, I'm gonna be using the polyline. So so in working with this kind of plane, so it's advisable to change the color of the lines. It's for easier sketching. So we can trace that to here, and then the partitions. And then that one, lastly, this one. And we make sure that everything's straight, so they should be vertical. Uh, okay, I think this should be good. So we close this one, and then we go to the art workbench. Uh, let's hide the grid by clicking this toggle draft grid. So yeah, we need to click this wall tool. So as you can see here, this is our wall. So in adjusting the wall height, let's go here under the property editor tab, under the data. You click the wall, and then you can just find the height. The default height here is 3 meters. So you can just simply adjust this. So for this one, I'm just gonna be using this 3 meters height. So and then for better illustration, I'm gonna be increasing the transparency of this wall to 50. Okay. So after I worked on the wall, so the next thing I've done was to uh, create the boots. So in creating the boots, so the process is kind of the same with as to how I created the wall. So again, I use the part design workbench, and then I create a body and I create sketch. And I want to sketch on the XY plane again. So again, we'll be using polylines, or you can just simply use this rectangle for faster sketch. So I'm not gonna be strictly following the dimensions in this demo. So I'm just simply showing you the workflow. Okay, we close, and then we go to the art workbench again, and we create walls. Oh, okay, so we have a problem here. So we go back to our sketch. Since this is a booth, so this line should be deleted. So we want to trim this one, the front wall. We close. Okay. So now here's our booth. So let's say we want to adjust the height of our booths. So let's rename this one to avoid confusion. This is our booths. So we go to wall, and then under the data, we find the height. So according to the manual, the height was approximately 2 meters. So let's make it 2000 mm. 2000 mm. It's not changing. Oh, okay. So for this example, let's just use na lang 3000. So as you can see, there's still a lacking part in the booth. So we need to create the top part. So the fastest way to do that is you just need to click this surface, and then you can just simply use the rectangle tool in the arc. So use the rectangle, and then you just find a point, and you can just simply, yeah, you can just simply find two points. So ideally these diagonal endpoints, and just apply it to every booth here. So I'm just gonna be repeating the process. Oh, I'm just gonna be repeating the process in all of these booths. Okay, and we need to click the surface, and then we use this rectangle tool. You need to hold the left mouse button and then release it when you find the second point. Okay, again, click this one, click the rectangle, and then click this one, and then rectangle. So again, it's up to you if you want to adjust the transparency of this booth. So after we work on the boots, so as you can see, we need, if we look at the top view, so there's a lot of doors in here. So how do we put doors? So the very first thing that we need to do is to locate our working plane. Again, when we're working with windows or doors, we need to find our working plane. So let's say, for example, we want to put a door here. So according to our plan, there's a door here in the stock room. So if that's the case, our working plane should be this wall. So to make this our working current working plane, we just need to click this wall, and then we click this icon, the current working plane. Again, when we're dealing with doors and windows, we just need to identify our working plane. So in this case, if we want to put a door here in this wall, we just need to click this wall and then choose the current working plane. Okay, so after that, you can just simply go here under the window tool. So under the window tool, you can just simply choose from the presets. So under here, you can choose simple door, glass door, open one pane. It really depends on the design, but in this case, I'm going to be using a simple door. So before you can apply that on a wall, you can also customize it first. So here, the width is 2 meters, so that's kind of big. So I'm just gonna reduce it to 800 millimeters. Okay, I think that's all. Or let's say we make this 1000 millimeters. And then you place it here. You can you can just simply click the wall and it will automatically apply the customized door here. So let's say here on the next wall, it says here sliding metal door. So in this case, we want to put a sliding door here. So again, so initially our current working plane is this one. So to make this as our working plane, we just simply click this wall and then click the current working plane. And then next is to select the window tool. And then we want a sliding door. So we want, let's say for this case, we'll just use a sliding two pane. And then we want it to be wide. So let's make this 2000 meters, 2000 millimeters. Okay, I think this should fit. Okay, so here's our door. So you can just simply repeat the process for the remaining doors here. Just make sure that identify your current working plane. So in this case, under this booth, you can just simply click this plane and then uh, choose the current working plane and then customize your door and just simply situate it here in the wall. So it depends on the plan. So after we work on the doors, so let's work on these filters. So you can see these filters under the booths. So but before that, we want our booth to be transparent first for better visualization. Let's make the transparency to 50. Oh, appearance, booths, and then change elements. Just hide this first. This our wall. Okay, this booth's appearance. This should be 50. Okay, and we also want this to be okay, transparent 50. So let's make this 50 as well. And you click close. So let's try to adjust again the height of this wall, of these booths. Make this 2000. Okay. So let's hide this first. Now we want this front view to be on the same. Okay, I think that this is good. So how do we create these filters? So what I did was, again, if we're working on a certain plane or wall on an architectural workbench, you need to identify your active working plane. So in this case, if I want to work here under the booth B, so I just need to select this wall and then I click the current working plane. And then let's use the rectangle rectangle tool again, and then let's say we want to sketch a box here. So what I did was I just used an array tool to replicate these filters. So to do that, you just need to select your rectangle and then go to array. Okay, as you can see here, we have under the orthogonal array, we have number of elements. So in this case, if you take a look here in our navigation tool on the lower right, we want this rectangle to in, to increase its number on the x-axis and the negative z-axis, in the negative x-axis and the negative z-axis. So to do that, we want our number of elements under x. This should be 4. As for the y, we must uh, remain this into 1, and then for the z, we want this to be 2. And then as for the intervals, so this will determine the translation along the x-axis. So in this case, I'm just gonna be putting a random value. So let's say 500 millimeters. And then as for the y interval, since we're not interested in this axis, we just need to make all of this as 0. Then lastly, for the z interval, so since we want this rectangle to move on the negative z direction, we just need to change this into a negative value. So let's say you want this to be negative 500 as well. Mm, we click OK. Okay. So as you can see, we've already created an array. So let's say you want to edit the data under this array. So you can just simply click the array and go under the data. And then for that, we can see the summary of the details that we've worked on a while ago. So under the interval x, so we can see here that our the x under the x-axis, the rectangle translated 500 millimeters. So if you want to change this one, let's say to 550, it will automatically adjust. So next, after the interval x, we can see the interval y, so it's all 0. And as for the interval z, we've inputted a value of negative 500 millimeters, so that works on the negative z direction. And then as for the number of elements on the x-axis, we can see that there's 4 for the x-axis, and then there's 2 on the z-axis. Okay, so now we're done with the filters. So let's say okay. So after we work on the filters, how about how do we create the roof of this as-built draft? So in doing the roof, so I've actually tried different methods here. So the very first method that I've tried was to sketch using the part design and then use the wall tool. But it's not it's not working well. I tried to use the wall tool, but here in architectural workbench in FreeCAD, there's a roof tool. So, but then this roof tool is kind of complicated because you need to set an angle. So, you need to set an angle for your reference. So, to make things simpler, I just uh, went back to basics. So I just used the part design, and then I just extruded the roof based on its real dimension. So we want our wall back. So let's say we want to work on the roof. So you just need to transfer to the part design. And then we want to work on the right view. So we want to situate this, we want to align this one here. Okay. So, so since we want to work on the wall, we need to sketch in this plane. So again, we need to create a body and create sketch. So we want to work on the YZ plane. So for this one, I'm just gonna be using a simple polyline. So just for the purpose of illustrating this roofing. And then this line. And make sure to close it. Okay, so this sketch wouldn't work in padding because there's still intersecting lines here. So we need to trim this one. And then we need to make this horizontal. And we need to make this vertical. Yeah, and click close. And then we pad. So it didn't work. We go back to our sketch. So that's the case. There's a problem in our sketch. Okay. Okay. The problem here is that there's two lines here, so we need to just convert this into one line. So we click the polyline again. And yeah, I guess that should work. Click close and then we pad it. Oh, again, there's a problem in our sketch, so just you can go back to our sketch. Hmm. Slam.
No double. There are no redundant points.
I guess none's. Oh,
Why is there? Yeah.
not the double. No.
Move them. Move them back and forth just to check.
Oh, oh.
Hmm. Sige, no, that looks good.
Okay.
Ayun.
So as far as I can remember, so the dimension for this one is 3,200 millimeters.
Hmm.
And
Times four.
then we change the appearance first. Click close. So let's try to transform it. So let's rename this into. So if we try to transform this, so If we try to transform this and you click OK, you can see that it will just go back to its original position. Why?
Mm.
So if that's the case, if the simple transform tool
I think it's the sketch. You have to move the sketch.
as yes sir, in this
Mm.
case we need to go back to our art workbench and we need to use the move tool here.
Mm.
So in working with the move tool, as you can see, so just make sure that you've selected the snap endpoints.
Mm.
So we click this roof and then we want to move it. Since the snap endpoint tool is was selected, we just need to identify 2 points that you want to connect. So in this case, I want to use this lower endpoint of the corner and I want to connect that here on the
Mm.
point on the corner. Okay, so it didn't work as well. So another thing that I've done to make this work is to again go to your roof and then make a clone under the art workbench. So if you
Mm.
make a clone, so as you can see under our combo view, we already have a clone of our roof. So for the clone, we can try to transform this and click OK, and then it worked. So you just need to hide your original roof.
Mm.
So that's one of the many ways to move your object if it's not working with a simple transform tool. So since we've since we've created the since we've created the roof under the part design workbench, so I guess it's safe to say that we need also to create a version of that roof under the art workbench. So in this case, I thought that maybe if we make a clone of the roof under the art workbench, then it should work. So yeah, it worked.
Mm.
So after we work on the roofing, so let's go to how do I created
Ducts.
the blowers and the ducts.
The blowers and the ducts.
So in that case, let me go to my original file. So because if I demonstrate the step-by-step sketch, so we'll take a longer time here. So I'll just demonstrate this my original work.
Mm.
So let me hide everything first.
So yeah, spacebar, spacebar.
So for this one, so as you can see, the platforms are just simple shapes. So by the way, I've created this platform and the ducting and the fan under the part design workbench. So this works as a single body.
Mm.
So if I choose this one, so it will just hide everything. So as you can see, so here's the the blower.
Mm.
So here's the platform. So I just followed the dimensions given.
Mm.
So as for the docks, so here I just use the simple polylines in the part design.
Mm.
So if we go back to the sketch, let's find that sketch. Sketch 33.
Mm.
Oops. Rose. No, sketch 10. Yes, sketch 10. Okay. So as for that, so when I sketch on this one, so since this is a this is circular in shape, so it's really difficult to select this plane. So I just use this plane instead. So in that case, I just simply use polylines to mimic the bending
Okay.
of a ducting. So and then after I sketched it, I just padded it based on the dimensions, the width of the duct. Okay, so that's for this duct. So the process is kind of the same as for this duct riser. Um, in this one, I selected this plane,
Mm.
and then I also worked on the sketch. So if I try to find that sketch, I guess it's
Ayun.
sketch 34. Okay, so yeah, I just used polylines to mimic the curve in the ducting.
Mm.
And then again, I just extruded it or added added it based on the dimensions. And then lastly, we I worked on the right view plane,
Mm.
and then I just sketched this duct opening here. Again, I just use the polyline tool,
Mm.
and then I click close. So as you can, so for this one, I just created a single uh, model. So
Mm.
as for this remaining areas of or for the boots, so I just used the clone tool under the under the artwork bench. So I just used the clone tool and I just simply situated it based on the plan on the
Mm.
layout. And then
Mm.
as you can see here, the last on the last part, this one is has a longer duct. So when we're dealing with clone, so if I clone this, so technically I couldn't edit this anymore. So this is permanent already. So what I did was, so for me to avoid the whole rework of this model, I just simply copy pasted the original file, the original model.
Mm.
So I just copy pasted it just how I demonstrated it few meetings ago. I just selected this. I just selected my original file, this one, and I just simply Control C and Control V
Mm.
under this combo view, and then from that, so after you do that, you just need to transform it here,
Mm.
and then after transforming, then you can just simply edit your sketch or edit anything on the model.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's the difference between cloning and copy pasting.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, yeah, yeah, sir. Basically, that's the whole workflow of the as built draft of the plan.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Evan. Can you share the file? Is it already posted?
Yes, sir. I can send it here.
Yeah. Send because we're gonna discuss it tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Um. Uh. I think first before you make the bill of materials, I guess we have to make the final ducting design first, then make the bill of materials because you're gonna base the bill of materials for the ducting for that. Jason, I have a question.
Sir,
Uh so si Ivan has only basic understanding of yung cutting plan para sa metal sheets to make it into ducting. Pag nagawa na niya yon, once he makes it, does it, kayo ang mag-check ng work niya? Kung okay, if there's enough space for the rivets, for the folding of the sheet metal.
hindi ko
Uh,
familiar yan, sir, eh.
see,
Yung
it's really
ganyan.
going to be metal. Okay. Now just
Siguro sir, pag ano, pwede naman ako sumama, pero sa tingin ko, ang mag-check niyan sa Sir Ray at saka si Sir Romel.
mm, since plano nila gamitin rivets, kailangan ko ng specs ng rivets, anong diameter ng washer at ng ano ng
Ang alam ko
rivet
sir,
niya.
masasagot na ni ano yan, ni anong pangalan no? Sir Romel.
Sir Romel, okay, okay. Um, yeah, yeah, okay. For that. Uh, sige. Um,
Sir, I already sent the file in Messenger.
okay,
The
okay.
the draft.
Let me get
But
it. Yes, ayun. Download ko lang. I'll share it with everyone. Call this 221122. Varnishing CSC varnishing as built draft. Finishing area as built draft. Tayo lang. I'm sharing. Ayun. FreeCad. Work files. Copying. It's just 1.2 megs. And copy. I'll paste it also in the sorry, updating the link so that anyone can copy it. What's that one? Oh yeah, I'll have to put it in the FreeCAD folder file. Okay. And yeah, open it using work offline. I'm just opening the file. A window. Okay, looks just checking if it once it opens. Okay, it opened. Okay. Sorry, window. Window. So Ivan, tomorrow we're gonna discuss with Sir 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 Ray and the others, the changes. So I think yeah, the Kiriarch design is only up to here, right? The varnishing and pre-varnishing. These four booths. The changes that we'll make on the four booths. And if we can fit, sorry. Okay, hide. Wait Spray top. Okay. Spray top. So gawa ko I'll have to make a what's that one again? You can make a group. Wait. Body. Wait. Create group. Boost. Call this first boost. Boost number 1. 01. So, tama. Select. Is it shift select, uh,
Sir, I guess control.
control select, right? Control select. Uh, wait, these are the clones. Wait, fan clone. No, not fan clone. Here. Okay, these all. Ayun, okay. I can make a copy. Copy selected. Copy selected. Fan and platform. That should appear. Okay, it's copy. Paste. Why can't I paste? Uh, I did this before when me and Nico did our the condo. Fan selected. Add. Yeah, we're going to edit this. I guess. How did you copy this one? Ivan, you just copied it and pasted it, right?
Yes, sir. Under the combo view.
Yeah. So here, sorry. Now that I selected all this, I should have wait. Right click, right? Yeah, express copy selected. Yeah. Express action. Isn't there is it because I'm using the wrong workbench?
Yes, sir. Try to go po sa arc or part
Yeah.
designer.
I think that's why okay. Okay. Here's the okay. So it's this one. That's why it didn't work. Should be this copy. Selected object contains dependencies. Okay. Yeah. All copy. Okay. Paste. There. So boot 01. So does that mean I can move this?
Yes, sir. It can be transformed.
Uh, tama, no?
Sir. Yeah.
Tama ba?
Sir, for
Uh,
that, I guess, po, go to part design workbench para, direct transform.
yeah, because it's a part. It's a part. So, tama. Wait, wait. Wait, sorry. Close. I think it's under. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll try to by tomorrow, Ivan, just maybe we'll need to be able to transform this, so that we can we'll need to transform this so that we can demonstrate like what changes we're gonna need because I don't know if you remember the the initial discussions that what you call this, the booths will be moved against the wall, so there's not gonna be a back booth. The ceiling's gonna stay the same because the calculations are based on the ceiling height. um there's no more wings. There are no more side door. There's no more side walls. We'll just have a provision where you can install a barrier in case they have to make sure that the paints don't mix. If they're making multiple paintings, call this. And then the the path of the ducting is going to be here because it looks like there's space front. There is enough space. You're right. See, actually, if I go here, there is enough space. There is enough space for the for the what you call this thing again? The blowers, right? There's enough space for the blowers. Um, for the single blower that's going to um, pull air for this booth. So we can fit it either here on this edge or here. What you call this? Anyway, so that's and then of course the exhaust, the direction of the the booth, the ducting is going to go to the left, instead of to the right, where it's gonna hit the curing station, the curing area. So we can't have it go through the curing area. We'll have it go through here, because the worst case scenario, it will hit the ducting, the sanding station, and the sanding station. It's okay. It's okay if it hits this, because there's going to be enough space for the exhaust of it here. And then of course National University will create the design for the sanding station for their um I think there'll be the same design. It's not going to be, what you call this, it's not going to be booths. It's just going to be against the wall, and it's going to be um what's that term, one combined ceiling. Okay, so that's what you call this. So yeah, meeting is tomorrow at 3:30. Did you get the invite? Not yet.
I haven't checked pa po, sir. I'll check now.
Okay. Anyone have any questions regarding the use of arc design, the arch, like particularly the important part, the surface. This one was the yeah, I forgot this one. This was very important. Everything else is intuitive, like how you make walls, how you put the doors. The This one was the part that it's taken for granted. Um, did I already show how to do the design, the dimensions? I think I
Ay-
did that already.
Yes, sir. Yung dimensions sa 3D.
Yeah, I already showed it, right? How
Yes,
to
sir.
do
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay, yeah. So there's no problem with the dimensions. Um, Alex, do you have any questions? Like you were having challenges regarding the the booths?
Sir, good afternoon po.
Afternoon, yeah.
So far po sir, ako ay nag-scale ng uh, nung plans for
Mhm.
each plane po ng drawing. Para yun po yung pagbasihan ko ng height and width. And then, last night po, tinulungan po ko ni Mel sa paggawa ng walls kasi napansin ko yung walls po, nag-overlap po siya. Tapos nagkakaroon ng space sa corners. So, tulungan
That
naman
means
niya ako i-resolve yun.
the nodes are not, the points are not joined, or they're
Oh,
redundant
okay.
points. Okay.
Yes po. Tapos, I may have to correct yung walls kasi parang ang nasuggest din ni Mel yesterday ay
Mhm.
from sketcher to art workbench na lang po.
Yeah.
Para
It's yeah,
mas madali.
one skill set. You don't have to learn to do wire. Kasi wire, I I think the difference between wire and sketch is actually there's wait
Ang ginawa
Okay.
ko po kasi sir is sa arch workbench po ako agad gumawa ng ang outline niya. And then saka po ako gumawa ng walls din doon.
Okay. There's a problem with the if you use. I realize there's a problem if you use
Art
Why-
workbench po.
the
Wire.
wire. This is the wire tools. It doesn't have the cutting. It doesn't have sketches. Sketchers has the one that allows you to delete. It is one that it has the deletion tools here. The trim edge, trim edge fillet. No, not this one. Split edge. Yeah, the one that trims edge, and the one that cuts removes extra nodes. Trim and edge, respective positions. Extend edge. Yeah, it doesn't have the other tools that allow you to cut unnecessary points. So that's
Okay,
a
guys.
challenge. Yeah. So it's recorded. I'll put the link on the. In. I'll put the link in. What you call this? I'll put the link in the OJT log. Uh, call this. Ayun. And yeah, again, um call this, pending is the various design um tutorials that call this Alisa uh uh, will develop uh for the cabinetry, for the joinery, and the other aspect, the other design tutorials. Okay. There. Any other questions?
So far po sir, tignan ko muna po yung recording later. Para sa mga hindi ko po na-catch up, para may apply ko na din po siya. And if may questions man po, i-chat ko na lang siguro kay Ivan or kay Mel po.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Sige. Sige. Please do, so that we can you can submit it, and it's part of your portfolio, right? If I remember right from your
Yes
professors,
po sir.
everything you
Yes po.
do for your internship is part of a portfolio.
Yes po.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, if there's no other questions, anyone else? Any other questions? Yeah. I
Sir?
guess. Oh yeah, yes, Mel.
Sir, pwede pa-consult ko if okay, kung okay ba yung nagawa ko for the ground floor plan.
Sorry. Can I'll download and open it first lang ah. Okay.
Okay.
Smell. Okay, here it is. Wait. Parang hindi pa na share. Can you give me permission? Refreshing. So I'll have permission. Ayun. Okay, okay. I have it na. Okay. I'm downloading it. Tech center floor plan, right? Ilang meg siya? Laki ba?
For now, sir, parang 2 MB pa lang naman.
Okay, okay. 221122 Tech center ground floor plan. Yeah, hopefully it's better than the one that our call this Archie made. Work files. Okay. Oh wait, so it's here. File open. Tech center work floor plan. Ooh, wow.
Yan pa lang so far, sir, yung...
So you
Ang-
use the floor. That's
Opo, sir.
nice.
Regarding dun pala sa stairs, sir, I think mas mahirap pag gamitin yung sa art. So what I did was array na lang po, and mas easier po talaga yung workflow pag mag-create ng body, sketch, pad, then just array it, sir. Mas makokontrol mo pa yung direction ng stairs.
The elevator, no?
Yes po, sir. Sliding yung ginawa ko na lang. Bale, sir, yung
Okay.
kulang ko na lang, I think, is yung mga... Sir, kailangan ko pa ba ilagay yung mga fixtures for the toilet? Like, the...
No.
kahit
I
yung
just-
walls na lang po.
Oo.
Okay po, sir.
So one of the things, so punta ako sa Arch. So sa Arch pala, creates a project entry aggregating selected sites. So si project. So all of this is under project.
Opo ata, sir.
Ay, sorry.
Isang ano.
Na-view ko siya. Sorry si image plane. Dapat hidden. Wait but good thing I didn't save it. Close all. Don't you want to save? discard. No, discard. I don't wanna save. Bakit nag-ano siya? Okay. I did it before eh. I, um, okay. You have to use project, and in project, you take all the items and you're supposed to be able to move them all here into project. Okay, looks like I didn't. What I thought was how to do it is wrong. 'Cause I did it last time. Like, what you call it again? Uh, arch detail. Just here, put a project. It's like a group. It's pretty much like a group. You just use it because you're gonna have multiple structures. So I think if it's a building, utilities set. Oh, okay. I think I have to use these other controls. I remember just dragging it. Okay, I guess I have to like remember how to do that. I just did it yesterday. Oh, there. I don't know how it like. So look, it's already in project. But yeah, that's the thing. Like I couldn't. I just did that there. So here, it should be. Oh, food. Did it just copy everything here? Oh wow. Wait a minute. Is the scale correct?
Sa tingin ko, sir, kasi finalo ko na yung sa 1-2, doon ko ginis.
Oh wait, did you scale the drawing when you got it?
Yes, sir.
I discard. I'm gonna do it again lang. Just gonna just check if this. I didn't see this if the scale was correct. Let's look at the wall. Saan ba si wall? Wall data.
2.5 po ata.
Tama. Tama naman. Bakit when I imported it in the other file, hindi siya to scale? So, di ba, like, anyway, I guess I'll figure that out in another session. Sige. This is good. Hindi mo na you weren't able to encounter the what's that one again? The project, how to use projects so that you can create multiple floors or the BIM. BIM ba yun?
Ay, hindi pa, sir. Kasi parang yan na lang yung ginawa ko for now.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. So, it's okay. It's okay. Still, this is pretty good. It's useful. Especially since I was gonna do analysis how much parking. If this is supposed to be a parking space originally, was there? Wait, was there any beams? There's no support beams here.
Wala, sir. Parang wala naman nakitang column, sir. Something.
Sorry, columns. Parang walang columns. I remember there's a column in the second floor. I'll double check the plans.
Okay.
But yeah, just because it's going to be we're gonna see if later on, because currently this is temporarily being used as a warehouse. So if and there's no parking in the entire neighborhood. So if this is going to be made into parking, how many cars can it fit or how many motorcycles can it fit? That's one of the reasons why I was asking you guys to do as built for this. For me to find out how much space was occupied by the warehouse, so that if once we know how much space it is, we can plan what to do with the space in the other warehouse building. Okay. So yeah, so there. This is good. This is good. It seems the calculation seems to be all correct. Especially since I look at the walls and the height's correct. I have no other questions. I guess Mel, I guess you're good na.
Yes po, sir, submit. Isa-submit ko na lang by tomorrow talaga lahat, sir.
Yeah,
Para
yeah.
tuloy-tuloy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks. Okay. Ayun. Thank you, Ivan, for the training. Thank you everyone for attending. I guess we can go to the next meetings now because I think you all have meetings.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Okay,
you po,
okay.
sir.
Okay, thank you. So turning off the recording. End stream.